All right, everybody. Well, hey, we are back from a short little break there, and I guarantee you better pull out a pen and paper to take some notes on this next session here at the Mass Media Podcast Summit. And we're always honored to have this badass who is I think he's probably doing more for the podcasting community than most people realize, because this guy has made my life a whole lot easier, made a lot of people's lives easier with what he has created and how he's constantly honing his amazing product with Repurpose.io, not only to save time, but make things so much easier, just save hours and hours of production, save money that also allows us to use that to other things. But we're honored to have join us Hani Mourra, is the CEO and the creator of Repurpose.io here on the Mass Media Podcast Summit today.
Awesome. So excited to be here.
We're glad to have you, man. Now, do you have a presentation you want to jump into, or you've got some stuff that you probably do some screen shares, I imagine, and workflow stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I can just jump right into kind of what to do with your podcast to get the maximum exposure. Right? That's all we want, right? We want people to consume our content. So let me just jump right into my screen share and just get right to it.
And then I'll, once you get your slides up, I'll jump off here real fast, but I'll be on here. And as people ask questions, I'll make sure to jump in and ask those questions because we know they're relevant all right. But you want to talk about kind of why you started this, or is that part of your presentation? Why you started?
Yeah. No, we can talk about that right now. Basically, I started creating tools, automation tools for content creators, podcasters, video creators, live streamers. I mean, my whole thing is content is king or queen, and content dominates, right? But it's not about what you do. It's not about kind of all the manual work you have to do. It's just, I want your energy to be focused on creating that content. That's why we built all these tools for the past 4 or 5 years to automate the distribution to your blog, to different channels out there, YouTube, etc. I'll talk more about that. But my whole focus is automating and also keeping your focus or energy, your creative energy into creating.
Yeah, it's definitely the truth. Because that's the thing. One of the things with everybody going through as we get started, a lot of people worry about pod fade. And I had a good conversation yesterday with a few people like, man, I don't know what to do and when to do it or where to do it to get my maximum exposure out there to help me promote my podcast. And I was like, well, hey, if there's any tools you can use, this is the one tool that everybody needs to be putting in place. Because I won't steal any of your thunder. I'll just shut up and let you rock and roll.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. I love it. So let me share my screen and we'll just dive right into it.
Perfect.
Okay, share screen. Boom. I'll just share my whole screen. All right.
And you guys don't have to be a podcaster to appreciate what he's going to go through tonight. If you're using any type of video content, this is something that helps you get it out to all the platforms. So we love podcasters, but you're doing any type of video, this is a presentation that's a must for everybody out here. So stay tuned, ask questions.
I'm glad you mentioned that because it's not only for audio creators, it's not only for video creators, it's audio and video, audio to video, video to audio, all that crazy stuff. So any kind of content you create, you'll get a lot of value from this presentation. You get a kind of big picture of what you should be doing to get the maximum exposure. And then we'll dive into Repurpose.io and how you can kind of use that as well to automate some of the stuff. So let's focus on podcasters. I will talk a little bit about video creators, but I'm assuming a lot of people watching here are interested in audio podcasts. So I have a workflow diagram that kind of covers where you want to be and how to get there and what you want to do there. And I'm going to kind of walk through it. But if you do want to get a copy of it, you can head on to repurpose.io/workflow and you can grab a copy there. It's a PDF. So I'm going to jump right in and zoom it in so that you can see what you can do here. So this whole purpose is you want to take a single piece of content, in this case, an audio podcast, and put it in a bunch of places. So the first thing you want to do, they're not in any particular order. So when I say first, I'm just kind of walking through the map here. So the order doesn't really matter. And the point is you want to get it on these multiple platforms. So number one, you want to go to your blog. Here I'm showing WordPress. A lot of podcasters use WordPress. If you're not on WordPress, that's totally cool. But the idea being that you want to put that episode on your blog, your website, whatever you want to call it, your home base. And the reason is you want that content to be easily consumed by anybody who's, I hate using this word, like not as like technically challenged. I don't like using that word. It's like, I hope it sounds like an insulting word, but people who don't, your average person may not know what a podcast is or how to listen to a podcast, right? All they know is it's some kind of audio content. How do I listen? But having it on your site, you send people a link, they click the link, whether it comes from email, from social, they click a link and boom, they're on your website. There's an audio player and they hit play and they're listening. So that's the point here. You want to have it on your site. You want to have it so that you can share it out easily so someone can listen easily without having to download any apps or know what even a podcast is or even care what a podcast is. So that's kind of the first place. And another little tip here I want to give, if you're on your website, it's a good opportunity to kind of take that in interactive level one step further. What I mean by that is use your opportunity to get them to maybe leave an email address in exchange for something, or get them on an email list, or invite them to say, hey, if you're interested in this content and you want regular updates, why don't you subscribe? Some buttons to subscribe via Spotify or subscribe via Apple Podcasts, etc. So you can have some buttons below or beside the player. You can even have an email opt-in box below the player. And the idea being is you want to get them to take a little micro action. If they're interested in the content, they enjoyed it and they want more of it, give them an opportunity to do that. All right. And one second tip is whatever you do, make sure your podcast player is mobile friendly, because a lot of people are going to be clicking and listening on the go. That's kind of the nature of audio. That's the advantage of audio, is that you can listen to it on the go. So you send them a link, they're driving, they're going to be on the road, they open up their email, they go to your website, they listen to the episode. Perfect. So those are my tips. Get it on your blog, get on your website, have a dedicated page. This is just probably my personal look at it. Have a dedicated page for every episode. It's good to have a playlist with all your episodes in it, maybe as a separate page, but definitely have a page where you have a specific episode and the player is that episode. You have kind of your show notes there, a description, some key takeaways, that kind of stuff. So like people who come for that episode will get value. Even if they don't listen to the whole thing, at least they can read along and jump to the key points by reading along the content of your blog. All right, that's websites. Now we're talking social. So again, we're starting with audio content and these social media platforms like YouTubes and Facebooks and LinkedIn's and Instagrams and stories and all that crazy stuff and TikToks. There's a million places that you could be and you probably want to be. And the first thing is you cannot upload audio content directly. So you need to convert that audio into some kind of video. You can do it with different tools out there to do it. But the thing that we do at Repurpose is our platform will make it visually appealing, branded the way you want it. You can upload your own templates and designs to our system. But more importantly, it has a moving component to it. So what you see here on the bottom left, well, I guess everywhere here, you see this waveform, this moving object. And it's basically it's a true audio waveform, and basically just means moving waves that match your audio, and it's moving to the audio. So it's something that's visual. Someone can see it and say, oh, this is actually a video. I'm going to click play and watch. But more importantly, it just gives it more of a feel that it's a video compared to an audio. So what I would say, and what I do, and what I recommend is you get that full episode onto YouTube. I know you probably think, hey, no one's going to sit there and listen to an hour episode of this picture that's kind of floating around. It's essentially still a picture, right? There's not a lot of moving parts. There are some moving parts, but not a lot. So you think, oh, well, no one's going to listen on YouTube. That's not why you're getting it on YouTube. You're getting it on YouTube, I guess all these social platforms, but on YouTube specifically, because for search engine reasons. YouTube is owned by Google. Everybody knows that. YouTube is powerful. People are searching on YouTube. Like people who want to find solutions, want to find answers, they go to Google or they go to YouTube. And sometimes when they're searching on Google, Google returns YouTube listings as kind of top of the list. So you kind of have an advantage of having a good online presence through search by having your podcast on YouTube. I say do the full episode. It's something you might want to experiment with, because with our system, you can also do clips as well. You can do the first 30 seconds or pick any interval you want, 1 minute, 2 minute chunk. So you can play around. I'm comfortable with putting the whole episode on YouTube, but other social platforms, I would probably go smaller clips, and I'll talk about that later on. So on YouTube, the default and the recommended and probably the best looking is your horizontal, like just kind of like across what you see here on the far left. So we have templates in our system. So if you're using repurpose.io, you can choose that template. And I would use that for YouTube. And I would do the same thing for Facebook. So if you have a Facebook page, or if you have a Facebook group specific to your audience. So let's say you have a group where you send people to your followers, your listeners, they kind of join a group to kind of form a little community. You can have our software publish those episodes to your Facebook group. So if you don't, that's cool. I would suggest having a page that represents your brand, your podcast brand, and getting your episodes on there. And the reason, again, is like people who are scrolling Facebook, who like your page or follow your page, they're going to get your content. For example, Mondays, let's say you release your podcast on Mondays. Mondays, every Monday, you're gonna almost train the Facebook, your followers, to kind of see your content in their feed every Monday. And it's just like, you're probably thinking, no one's gonna listen on Facebook. Hey, they may not listen on Facebook for the whole episode, right? But what you're doing is your brand is in front of them. And also Facebook, because it's a video, Facebook loves that. Facebook will give you a little more attention than just a regular post, especially if you're trying to do a post that links somewhere else, like you're trying to link to your iTunes page or your website. Facebook doesn't like that. If you have links in your description, Facebook does not like that too much. So they might not give you as much love in the feed. So by having a video, like an actual video, what people call a native video, so not a link, you're not posting your link from YouTube to Facebook. You're actually uploading the video to Facebook as a video. Facebook loves that. It'll give you more attention, more love. And what you notice here is we have a title of every episode right in the video itself. This is automatically generated, so you don't have to manually enter it. And the key here is that people are seeing your brand, your logo, your cover work, but also they're seeing every week your episode. You may not listen to it, but it's just another reminder. Hey, this episode looks interesting. If I'm a subscriber, I'm going to go listen if I'm on my favorite platform. If I'm not a subscriber, or it's first time getting to know your brand and your podcast, I'm just going to click play and listen to the first few seconds, a few minutes, just to kind of pique their interest. And so a lot of things we do on social is not to say, here, listen to the 1 hour episode, because no one's going to sit for an hour and listen. But you're piquing their interest. You're being in front of them where they hang out. And that's the key, to keep that in mind. All the social platforms you're doing, you want to be in front of them where they're already hanging out, as a constant reminder that, hey, we have new content, and make it easy for them. Just click play and listen, even if it's just for a minute or two, or even 30 seconds, just consume that content and connect with your brand on the social platform without leaving the social platform. And that's the key, without leaving the social platform, because all the platforms will give you more love and more viewers when you let the audience consume the content on their platform. If you're putting links, YouTube doesn't like it. Not YouTube, Facebook doesn't like it, and other social platforms don't like links. So again, we talked about website, we talked about Facebook and YouTube. Now we're talking about Instagram. So if you want to get on Instagram, my suggestions here are people, I would say your average person. Okay, let me step back. If you're on Instagram and you haven't heard of IGTV or Instagram TV, highly suggest you look into it. It's been around for 1.5 years. It's basically a video version of Instagram, but it's linked to your Instagram. So basically, it gives you the opportunity to upload a little bit longer videos than you normally can on Instagram. So Instagram is limited to 60 seconds, which might be okay. Might be a good clip that you can pull out of your audio for 60 seconds. It's probably good. But if you want to go up to 10 minutes and go a little bit longer content, especially if you're making videos, like video podcast where you're creating videos, you want to be, sometimes 60 seconds is a little bit too limiting. So I would say upload to what they call IGTV. That's kind of their logo here. It's integrated into Instagram. Everything you post on IGTV shows up in the Instagram feed. So you don't have to worry about, oh no, another platform. No problem. You just upload to Instagram TV. It shows up in your Instagram feed. It shows the first 60 seconds right in the feed. And then it pauses the video and gives the viewer an opportunity to click a button and keep watching that video inside the IGTV platform. For the user, it's very seamless. They don't even know or really care that it's IGTV versus Instagram, but it's a great way to get longer content to Instagram. So, but one of the catches is IGTV likes vertical videos. So we have a template inside of Repurpose that's basically lets you just tell it, hey, I want vertical. And what we do is we pull in the title of the episode on top. You can customize it, of course. We put in the progress bar. You can see the red here, kind of so people can see that it's a very short clip, so they'll stick around and listen. And then you can also have the same moving waveform we talked about. So there's some dynamics to your video. We pull in your artwork, your brand. So your brand is front and center. And then you can have a call to action in text form below the image. These are not links, but it's still a visual cue. It's a visual call to action. So if someone wants to listen to the full episode, or you can have a call to action to follow you on Instagram, or whatever your call to action is. You can put that in text below the video. All right, so with Instagram TV and with Instagram itself, a lot of tools don't let you upload video. Instagram platform is very tight. So with our Repurpose platform, unlike YouTube and Facebook, where our platform will take care of everything for you. It makes the video, it also uploads it to YouTube and to Facebook. With Instagram and Instagram TV, there's a bit of a small catch here. I mean, they haven't opened up the platform to everybody yet, but the catch is you need to go in and have these videos generated. Our Repurpose can generate these videos for you and send them to your Dropbox or your Google Drive. They'll just show up there as a video. Then you or someone on your team can download them and upload them to Instagram or Instagram TV. Now, there's a really cool tool that's free that's made by Facebook. It's called Facebook Creator Studio. If you're not using it, you should be. So it's facebook.com/creator studio. And they recently added the ability to schedule. So now you can schedule an Instagram video or an IGTV video directly from your webpage. Directly from your browser when you go to facebook.com/creator studio. Amazing tool. That way you can have Repurpose, maybe spit out 3 or 4 little video clips for each episode. They're automatically sent to your Dropbox. Then you or someone on your team can download them and schedule them so that you have enough content for the week to promote that episode. You can stagger it as you like. You probably want to do one on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, give some breaks in between. Whatever your strategy is, you have the ability to schedule directly to Instagram and Instagram TV, and it's amazing. It's a really great tool. So again, that's facebook.com/creator studio. It's free. Just link your Instagram account to your Facebook account and you're good to go. All right, and the last 2 places. So again, I'm all about getting your content out to where people hang out. You may not know your audience, you might not know where they hang out, but this will kind of give you actually a good sense of it. So what I mean is, like right now, no one's talking Twitter. Twitter is almost like old school now. No one talks about Twitter as much, but we have an integration in our software for Twitter. So you can make a square video, because that looks the best on Twitter, and have it up to 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and have that directly uploaded to Twitter. And the video is the same style. We have the image here, title, waveform, call to action, and you can customize your own background, etc. But the whole idea is that it's, you're putting it out on Twitter as video, not links, no links. Links are bad. You want just native video. And so people can, whoever's on Twitter can just listen and click play and just listen to that clip for up to 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And probably the most underutilized platform is LinkedIn. And everyone's talking LinkedIn and video. They released the ability to upload videos, I don't know, maybe a year or so ago. I don't know, maybe a little bit longer than that. Recently, they're focusing on, they've released live streaming abilities. So LinkedIn is going big and heavy on video, whether it's live video or whether it's uploaded video. And they love it. Just like any other platform, they like you to upload videos to LinkedIn. So we have the ability now to directly publish videos, so make these videos and directly upload them to LinkedIn for you. And the awesome thing is, it's the upload happens directly to LinkedIn, but LinkedIn is underutilized. You don't have a lot of people posting videos. There are people writing articles, people writing regular posts, but the organic reach that you get on LinkedIn is way better than, it's like Facebook used to be like 5 years ago. And now Facebook kind of is becoming more pay to play in a sense that they want you to do ads to get more reach or buy more reach. It's basically more visibility in their feeds. But LinkedIn is not quite like that, at least not yet. So now is a great opportunity. If you don't have a LinkedIn presence or you don't think your audience hangs on LinkedIn, you could be totally wrong. It's a good time to kind of start building that audience on LinkedIn. And the easiest way is just to make little video clips. I believe, I think the limits on LinkedIn video are 10 minutes. So you can go as long as 10 minutes on LinkedIn. So you can have, maybe a longer snippet, a longer part of your podcast, or if you're making videos, videos of you talking about your show or just sharing content on video, you can go up to 10 minutes. So take advantage. LinkedIn is really, really hot. I've been recently playing with LinkedIn, not the video side of it, more just the text post. And I'm shocked. Like,
I love LinkedIn, man. I agree with it. It's one of the most underutilized platforms for a lot of people because it makes it so easy to connect with your audience, and then with the fact that you're using hashtags and your stuff. And I love it, man. That's why I'm talking about this on Sunday, using LinkedIn.
Nice. I've been resisting LinkedIn. I'm like, yeah, LinkedIn is for professional. It's not my audience. I use all the excuses in the book. And then I joined actually a LinkedIn challenge recently, this week, actually. I'm part of a 5-day LinkedIn challenge. And man, I'm shocked. Like I do a post within the first maybe 9 hours. I had already 200 views and it wasn't even a video post. It was just a text post with an image. And I don't even have, I don't have any presence on there. I don't do anything, but it's just, they give you a lot of organic love. You don't have to pay for it. Not yet, at least. So if you're not on LinkedIn, just start posting. Post regularly as well. Whether it's you want to make, for example, you have a podcast episode that goes out on Mondays, for example, then maybe create 5 different clips, 1 to 2 minute clips of key takeaways or important things that were said in the episode. Make 5 clips and then have them go out on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So you're publishing basically a video every single day. And just the more you publish, the more consistent you are, the more, actually all of these platforms will continue to give you more attention. All right, so that is the idea. That's kind of like the big picture of what we're trying to accomplish here is recap. You have a piece of audio. You can easily substitute this for a piece of video. Right? You're getting video content, you on the camera, you walking around with your smartphone, whatever it is, piece of content, audio or video, you want to embed it on your blog. If it's video, you probably want to embed the YouTube or the Facebook version. If it's audio, you need to have your own audio player. Have a page on that. You want to get to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram TV, which by default shares it to Instagram for you automatically. So kind of, you don't have to do it twice. Twitter and LinkedIn. And that's just like this is a great way to just to test, get them all out there using a tool like Repurpose. It does it for you. makes the videos for you. It publishes to almost all the platforms except for IGTV, which I talked about. You can get that done through the Facebook Creator Studio. And then you can see like which posts, which platforms are reacting better. Where are you getting more likes? Where are you getting more views? Where are you getting more comments? Right? You want to encourage people to comment. And if they comment, obviously you want to comment back. So which platforms get the most comments, more exposure? It's going to depend on your audience. So there's no better way than just to put it all out there. And with a tool like Repurpose, we designed it so that you don't have to sit there and do all these videos individually and then upload them all manually. So we automate all that stuff for you. And then you can see over a week or 2 weeks which platforms are performing better. And to be honest, it's just like, since all these are automated, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, even if you're not getting as much engagement yet, you might as well just keep posting them. It's not costing you anything like time-wise. It's just done for you anyway. So that's the big picture. And maybe I'll pause here for a second to see if anybody's got any high-level questions or just thoughts about what I've shared so far. I'm thinking I'll go into a quick demo of Repurpose and how it works. And
that would be great. We got a couple online questions actually coming in from Facebook and LinkedIn actually too, because we shared the video there across stuff. Can you, and I'm sure you're going to go into this, people are like, oh man, can you set this up where it automatically does it, or I'd have to go in and set it up over and over again? And I'll let you answer that question, Hani.
Yeah, absolutely. The whole idea is automation. So we have these things called workflows, which I'll demo in a few minutes. And then so one workflow, for example, can be take my audio, convert to video, send it to YouTube. That can be one workflow. Second workflow, take my audio, convert to video, send to Facebook. The second workflow, and et cetera. So all these arrows kind of represent one workflow. And the whole idea is that you can do it 2 ways. You can say, hey, I want to just control which episodes I publish. So you log into our system, you can see a list of all your podcasts, and you say publish, publish, publish. Or if, after you've done that once or twice and you're happy with the way things are set up, the look and feel and everything, then you can just turn on a switch called auto, and it will do 2 things. It will take your entire podcast library if you wanted to, and just make videos out of each episode and upload them. And going forward, new episode goes live on your feed. You don't even need to log into our software anymore. It just, within an hour or 2, a couple of hours, it'll detect a new episode. It's like, oh, new episode. I'm going to make the video and send it to, for example, YouTube or Facebook or whatever the rules that you set in the software. That's a great question. You have control both ways. You can have automation, or you can have it where you log in or someone on your team logs in and controls it. And very soon, within the next weeks or so, we're going to have a scheduler also built in. So you can schedule content so that you can stagger. For example, Mondays you want to go on YouTube, and then Tuesday on Facebook, and then Wednesday on Twitter, Thursday on LinkedIn. That kind of deal.
That's so freaking awesome.
I'm excited for that. It's looking pretty good. Like, we're testing it right now. It's coming out, and I'm hoping sometime early February.
That's it for right now. That's all the questions right now. Oh, actually, somebody popped up here. What do they say here? Michelle says, so helpful. Thank you.
Very welcome. I can talk about this all day. So keep firing the questions. And then feel free to stop me if I'm talking too long, Scott. All right. So we got the big picture. I think it's a good time to dive in to see what Repurpose, this platform, repurpose.io, does. What that does, how it works, and how you set it up. So I'm going to just minimize this and minimize this. And we are inside the dashboard. So this is kind of my test account and I got a lot of stuff already set up here. So ignore all this. I probably should have deleted all these before we're getting on the training, but ignore what you see. Well, maybe I'll just delete them. Let me just give me a second here. Let's delete them. Take a second here, because I don't want it to think it's complicated stuff, but I'm testing a whole lot of good stuff here. So the idea is, while I'm deleting, the idea is, if you look on the left here, if you just keep your eyes here for a second while I delete these, you see a workflow section and a connection section. Connection is an account. For example, your YouTube account, your Facebook account, your Twitter account, etc. So the whole idea is you connect your accounts one time. Sometimes there's issues, you need to reconnect them, but basically ideas you connect them one time. Your audio podcast, it can be a video podcast, a Facebook account, Google Drive, SoundCloud, Dropbox, YouTube, Twitter, Libsyn, Binge Network, LinkedIn. We're constantly adding more and more connections. And when you connect an account, all you're doing is you're authenticating yourself. You're authenticating your account, your Facebook account, for example, and giving us permission, us being the software, to upload on your behalf. So it's all done through standard authentication. You don't give us your username, password, just pops up the Facebook screen or the YouTube screen, and you log in there and it syncs up with our system. So we're approved apps on Facebook and on YouTube, and we've got to go through all the permission stuff on LinkedIn. So we've done all that. So you're not leaving passwords on our site, so don't worry about that. So let's say you're adding an audio podcast. You say add connection. You can say my podcast, whatever name you want. And if you know your iTunes or Apple Podcast URL, you would put it right here. If you know your podcast feed directly, you can just type it in or copy and paste. I use Libsyn for my testing, but we support any podcast out there that's like available. That's like a legit podcast, meaning that's compatible with Apple Podcasts and podcast standards. Any podcast host, doesn't matter. We're fully compatible. We can take that audio and turn it into a video. So I'm going to add my Libsyn, assuming I put it in correctly. Yep. So it says success. It checked that I did it right. And then you can add, I've already added, so I'm not going to add them again, but you can add, Libsyn, LinkedIn, etc. So I've already connected all these. I've already connected all these, so I'm not going to do them again. So that's one section. This is kind of a one-time thing. You add it, you connect it one time, and you're good to go. The next thing is the fun stuff is you make the rules, what we call workflows. So I'm going to go ahead and make a workflow, and basically I'm going to just call this podcast to YouTube. So every workflow has it starts with one piece of content, and it does something to it, and then it sends it somewhere else. So you give it a name. I say, what's your input? Like, what are you starting with? I'm starting with an audio podcast. I mean, you can start with a video podcast or just audio or video files on your Google Drive or Dropbox or Facebook Live videos. There's so many options that you can take and repurpose and republish to different platforms. But in this, I'm going to make this one workflow that starts with my audio podcast. And I got a lot of podcasts here. That's the one we just added, my podcast. And I'm going to convert the audio to a video. Makes sense. I mean, I can upload the audio if I wanted to. Like, let's say I want to back up my podcast to my Google Drive. You can do that as well. But in this case, I'm going to go audio to video, and I'm going to choose full episode or snippets. Your choice. I'm going to say full episode because I'm going to YouTube. And then I'm going to say step number 4. And the final step is, where do you want to send this video that we're going to create for you? Facebook. I want to send it to Dropbox, Twitter. So I call this one to YouTube. So I'm going to send it to YouTube. If you have playlists already on YouTube, you can pick the one you want. You don't have to. You can just leave it as none, or you can make your own playlist here if you want to. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say none for now and say create workflow. And that's it. So we got audio to video, my podcast to Hani's YouTube. So if I just click view, I'm not going to publish anything yet. So nothing got published. It just got view videos. It shows me a list of all my videos. So this is my podcast feed. Any episode specific artwork that I have on my feed shows up here. Any title shows up here. Publish date shows up here. All right. So before I publish anything, I'm just going to go to settings. I'm not going to go to all the settings. All right. So yeah, I probably shouldn't have done this. This was, I'm on our test site. Let me go to our live site. We're still testing our update. So there's probably some glitches here. So yeah, let me just jump back to our live site. I should have done a demo on our live site. I like to do demos on our test site because you get a sneak peek of what we're doing.
Right.
But sometimes that's why it's called a test site. It's not quite ready yet. So anyways, I'm going to just start this again. Bear with me for 2 seconds. Podcast to YouTube. Boom, audio podcast, full episode, send it to YouTube, and say go. And then so view episodes comes up. All my episodes are here. So settings. Here's where you can choose. There's a bunch of options here, but the key ones I want to emphasize is you can choose your horizontal template, which is the default one, which is great for YouTube. So if I click, we have 6 different templates to choose from, or you can upload your own. We have specs right here. It tells you how to design them. Really simple. You can use Canva, whatever you want. But I'm going to walk you through kind of the components really quick. All you're doing is design the background image, what you see here in the blue. The title, we get that automatically from the feed. This waveform is a moving waveform. We generate that for you. The square that you see here, it's your artwork, whether it's your guest image or it's your iTunes artwork. Everything else is just background image. So you can design your own templates, and we superimpose title, waveform, and image on top of that. All right. The full specs are here. So if you're curious, we also have a video on how to do that as well. So yep. Super easy. But most people just choose one of our templates when they're testing. I'm just going to choose that one. But if you want to go to IGTV, you want to use some things for your stories, maybe Instagram stories, which are also vertical, you would choose a vertical. If you're doing stuff on LinkedIn, Twitter, Square works best for that. So since we're going to YouTube, I'm going to choose that. Couple cool options. There's a lot of options in here, but you can choose your category. If you're testing, you probably want to send it as private or unlisted. Just make sure it looks good when it goes on YouTube. Then once you're happy with it, you can change back to public. Choose your category. All the usual stuff you can do on YouTube. Keywords, you can put them in here, and we'll send them over to YouTube for you.
That saves so much time, Yanni. I love that aspect there.
The keywords, yeah, absolutely. Keywords, these will be applied to every single episode in this workflow, but also on individual episodes, you can kind of add extra keywords unique to that episode. But then there's a cool option for intro and outro. So if you have your own little animated bumper or something for your brand, you can put that in the beginning or an outro at the end. Again, play around with it. We have a free trial. You can give it a try for free. But the idea is you pick a template and you hit save. And then you go and hit publish. And when you hit publish, it pulls in all the information directly from your podcast feed, the title, your show notes, or your description that you have. So if you spend your time and when you upload your episode to let's say, whatever podcast host you're using, you're giving it a good title, you've done your full description, everything gets pulled into here automatically and will automatically go to YouTube when I hit publish. But if you want to change it, you want to add something else, you want to say, maybe subscribe to us on our YouTube channel, like something specific to that platform you're publishing to, you're free to enter what you want here. So it does all the work for you, but also gives you flexibility to update that. If you want to add keywords, which help with SEO on YouTube, you can add them here for this particular episode. I'm going to leave everything as default and just hit publish. So when you hit publish, it enters the queue, and it depends on how many jobs are running at the same time. The queue time will vary. Like it's basically a big queue in our system. We're always working on that. So after a few minutes, this is a pretty old episode, so it might take a little bit longer. It gets kind of lower priority. So it might be processing, it might not be. Yeah, so it's going to be stuck in the queue because it's from way back in September. But you just leave it and you move on, and it will get published. So that was just one workflow, podcast to YouTube. So I can go ahead and do the same thing for let's say LinkedIn. What I want to show here is how to use our snippet tool. I mentioned you can do snippets, but you can actually you can choose the clip you want from right inside our tool. So we have audio podcast, convert audio to video. This time I'm going to choose snippets and send my snippets to LinkedIn. Now with LinkedIn, they allow you to upload to company pages automatically. So they don't allow you to upload to a personal feed, not yet. So we not able to add that yet, but as soon as they allow us, we're going to be able to do it. But you can publish to a company page and then share to your personal feed automatically. I'll show you how to set that up as well. And with the snippets, all right, he's thinking for a second. Not sure what he's thinking about. All right. Okay. While he's thinking, and any questions coming up?
No, I think they're all watching here, and I think taking notes on their end. This is what I love. The fact is that you can automate this or set this up, with your whole platform if you needed to. If you've got a lot of videos, you can do it with all of them, or just like you said, manually pick the ones that you want.
Yeah.
Which makes it
easy. With video, it's like, well, it's doing. I don't know why. Sometimes here it is. Sometimes when my Zoom is running, my whole computer
it slows down.
So I'm gonna go here. Okay, so I'm gonna talk two things quickly about snippets, and I do want to talk about video because I think we have some really cool video capabilities that apply to podcasting as well. But before I get into that, so the snippet, you'll notice a couple things. You'll notice that there's already some snippets created here automatically. Like these, here's the episode, and these two are snippets below it for 1 minute to 1 minute 30. We have some smarts in there so that if you put timestamps in your show notes, so let's say you use Libsyn, or just for example, using Libsyn for your podcast host, you upload to Libsyn, and then in the description you put, 1 minute. Hani talks about this. 1.00. Hani talks about this. 2.00. Bob talks about that. If you put that in the description, we automatically pick that up and make the snippets for you, so that you don't need to go into our editor and choose those times. It's already ready for you for publishing. If you don't do that, not a problem at all. You go into our editor, you click the scissors, and it loads up the audio. Lets you kind of drag this block. By default, it's 30 seconds, but you can grab it and kind of go as long or as short as you want. You can listen to that clip by clicking the play snippet, align it exactly where you want it to start and end, and give it a title. And then say create snippet. And then we have it here. Hani shares his tool. Hani talks about repurposing. That's the clip I just made right now. And then same thing, I can go in and hit publish. You can, the title is what shows up in the video. I don't know if you remember if I have that. Do I have that open here? I might still have it open. No, where'd it go? Anyway, I'll show it in a second. Oh, the PDF is right here. So what you see here, oops, the title on top. That's the title over here.
Mm-hmm.
The subtitle is what you see below here. So you can customize what you want to say, what call to action you want to say. And then this is the description that will show up on LinkedIn in the post itself. And same kind of deal. You hit publish. It enters the queue, and then whenever it's his turn, it will get rocking and rolling. So it's going to make a video with these, make a clip of this video, and then upload it to LinkedIn as well.
Anthony asked the question, what is shown to the audience if you publish audio only to YouTube? I think.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, you can't just upload audio. You have to convert it to a video. So let's see if that was done. Let me show you what the final product looks like. It's still in the queue. What's the best way to do this? I'm trying to see if I have one that's. I should have had this ready, but yeah, there's it. Yeah.
There you go.
So I'm going to mute the audio. So this is what it looks like. So you have the title, you have the artwork. This is a custom background, obviously, and then the waveform gets superimposed on top. And then your title, description, everything that you put into Repurpose, everything got pulled in from your podcast feed automatically, so you don't have to type it all in again. But you also can change it as well. So when you hit publish, you have the ability to change what text shows up in here. Which is what gets passed on to YouTube. If you have a custom thumbnail, you can upload that as well. There's so many options. It'd be hard for me to go into all the details. We have a lot of training videos and more to come as well at repurpose.io/support. So we have some videos there. But yeah, that's the idea, is that you got, in this case, this is what a horizontal video would look like. Square video. Let's see if that one kicked in or not. No, it's still cute. The square video will look like this. Well, it's kind of what you saw in the workflow diagram. So this will be moving around, and then the title will be on top, and then your subtitle below. The image is there as well. If you don't want the image, you can take it off. You can, fine tune things as you want.
You mean they can't use your headshot the entire time?
It's built in. You can't change it. You have to put me on every episode. That's how I get my market. I got to put in the branding somewhere. No, all kidding aside, yeah, it would pull in the image from your podcast feed, like your podcast artwork or your guest, if you have that uploaded, or you can just turn it off and then upload your own image as part of your template. All right, so that is kind of the two components. They're all the same. I go ahead and make another workflow podcast to Twitter, then make another one podcast to Facebook. And for Facebook, you can go to a page, you can go to a group, your choice. You can have both. You can have workflow, one goes to a page, one goes to a group. So you can really customize. There's no limit on the number of workflows you can make. So you just kind of almost like you sit back and you look at this PDF here, kind of get a visual of what you want to accomplish. And then you make a workflow that goes, one workflow goes podcast to video to YouTube, one podcast video to Facebook. So you start making these workflows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or whatever it is. And and then, sorry, I didn't show the automation. So by default, this button is set to manual. So manual means you got to go in. Oops, let's go here. You got to go in and click publish and hit publish. That's what we call manual. Mm-hmm. It's still easy, but it's manual. But you can turn this on to auto, and it's going to say you're about to add your entire podcast, every single episode, to the queue, so it gets queued up for processing. Are you sure? You say yes. So it does that, and every single episode now is in the queue, ready to go.
Wow.
So I'm going to turn that off. And I'm going to show you one little thing. You can go to settings. Let's say you've been publishing things here and there to YouTube on your own using different tools or whatnot. You can say under this setting here, only publish starting, let's say, January 4th, 2020. So that it doesn't, when I hit here, it's not going to, it's not going to put anything. When I go to auto, it's not going to add anything to the queue because everything is earlier than that. But tomorrow's episode, let's say I publish tomorrow's episode, I don't need to log into Repurpose anymore. Just within a couple of hours, it gets processed, it gets uploaded to YouTube, and that workflow here, podcast to YouTube, it's on autopilot. Never have to log in again. Never have to worry about it. But I think that's what the value is once you start doing manual publishing a couple times, you kind of pick the template you want, you're happy with it, then you feel comfortable turning on the auto switch, and then you just don't worry about it. You just focus on making your podcast, getting it edited, created, cleaned up, uploaded to your podcast host, and that's it. The rest, the social marketing that we showed here in this PDF will happen on its own. All right. Any other questions for podcasting before I quickly talk about a little bit about video? I have a version of this PDF that's specific to video. Oh, one
Cool.
thing I didn't mention here, you see a dotted line for WordPress. So Repurpose does not, at least not yet, does not publish to WordPress. But we do have a WordPress plugin that can do that for you. So once you're in Repurposing, you'll see something on top that talks about plugins here. I want to publish a podcast to your WordPress site. So it's called Simple Podcast Press. So you can check out our plugin. It's really inexpensive, but it takes care of every episode, handles every episode for you, makes a brand new blog post, puts our own audio player. It's mobile friendly. It looks nice, customizable, and all the show notes, everything just shows up on your blog automatically. So just to give you a heads up on that. So if you don't see an option for WordPress, well, you won't see an option for WordPress, but you can get our plugins, which you can see them right here in the green section once you log in. All right. Any other questions, podcasting related?
So one of the things that, what we've done with our stuff is with our WordPress websites, we just put the playlist that we're uploading to, and then that automatically uploads from our Repurpose feed, which makes it technically kind of automated, but we're driving traffic to the YouTube video that way versus our website. But at least it's one way to solve it where it's kind of automatically done for everybody. So.
Yeah, you can use you can have a YouTube playlist that's embedded, and then that playlist is updated by Repurpose. Yeah, that's actually a good idea too. But if you want like audio only content, then you can have an audio player. And the thing is, it makes a blog post. I call it a blog post. It makes a post on your site. So basically, you're building pages on your site, which is good for SEO as well. So every page will have the title, the description, audio player, and we even took one step further. You can have email opt-in boxes. You can have the buttons below the players, so people can click here to subscribe to on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, etc. Those are all integrated into our player. I can probably show you what it looks like really quick. Yeah, it looks like this. Yeah.
Nice.
You can customize the colors. It pulls in the artwork, have some buttons, email opt-in. You can also have clickable timestamps as well. So if you have timestamps in your show notes, like I mentioned earlier, you can click here and the player will jump specific times. So yeah, it's really good, and it gives you a chance to kind of have more content on your blog. So
that's an easy way too. If you put the timestamps in there, it'll cut the snippets out for you too, automatically for you.
Exactly. And actually on YouTube as well, I learned this recently. YouTube will also let you jump if you have timestamps in your description down here. It automatically, it's not here in this episode, but if there's times here, you can click and it will jump the YouTube player, which is cool. So if you've spent time coming up with like 4 or 5 key takeaways and marking their timestamps, put them onto your podcast host, and just in the description, you're going to save yourself a lot of time because the WordPress plugin will pull them in, make them clickable. Repurpose will make snippets for you automatically. When they go to YouTube, they'll be already clickable on YouTube. So you kind of do the work once, the research. I know it takes time. Re-listening to an episode takes time, but if you spend some time, maybe you can even, while you're recording, you can kind of make notes of rough times, approximate times, of key takeaways, and then have your editor pull out the exact times later. There's a lot of tricks you can do, but I think it's worth it for your audience, because sometimes when they want to re-listen to an episode and when they come to your site, they want to jump to the good stuff. They may not want to listen to the whole episode from the beginning. They want to jump right to the part where Bob's talking about how to, repurpose content. That's all they want to get out of it. So yeah, I think there's value in doing it. I know it does take time though, but if you do it once, you get value on different platforms.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing too. It's if you add that in there and it makes it easy to snippets or little things, just so many great little, that's just to figuring it out. What do I need to do? And then it's not quite the Ronku cooking system here, but you have made it like, hey, you can set it and then forget it if you set these workflows up and make things happen. And whether it's uploading it automatically or oh my God, I can't even think what it publishing it automatically. You've set that stuff up there to make it pretty easy for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. And you're in control.
Yeah.
Like it's not like all or nothing. It's not like all automatic or nothing. It's like that's automatic. There's what we call manual, which is still pretty much automatic. You just need to go in and just pick the episode. It does all the work, and all information's already there, the title, description, etc.
Right. Now, somebody messaged online here. What's the cost of this after the trial, the free version? It's really expensive, right, Hani?
Yeah, it's like $2,500 a month. No, I'm just kidding. The free trial lets you go 4 episodes for free. So you got to go through trial. It's worth it. Like not worth it. It's worth it for you to help you decide yes or no. Like you do 4 full episodes, whether they're videos, whether they're audio to video, your choice. No watermarks, nothing. Like those episodes are yours on whatever channel you want. And then if you're happy with what's going on, then you can upgrade. And we have 2 plans. And we've actually recently changed it late in December. Now we're down to basically 2 plans. And so we have a podcaster plan, which I don't know, man. Since we changed the plans, I forgot the pricing already. But it's it's very cheap. So it's $15 a month for the podcasting plan. Yeah. If you pay the whole year, it's a bit cheaper. Actually, you get about 2 months free. But if you do it monthly, month to month, you go $15 to do 1 podcast, go audio to video. You can go vertical, square, horizontal, your choice. You can do the full episode. You can do clips. The limitation is you can go to Facebook and YouTube, but you can't go to Twitter and LinkedIn directly, but you can send them to Dropbox and Google Drive.
Yeah.
You can then do whatever you want with them, put them in stories, put them on Pinterest, whatever platform you want by sending them to Dropbox. So it's a good entry level. If you're just doing audio, it's start with a podcaster plan. If you're doing any kind of video, oh man, this plan it's only $25 a month. It's called the Content Marketer Plan. If you have multiple podcasts, up to 5 podcasts, you can do, but it can do caption videos. It can do all the platforms. And I want to talk about that before I go into all of these details. Basically, we've been focusing, and initially the first we've been around for almost 3 years now. The first half, 1.5 years, we've been focusing a lot on the audio. But in the past year or so, we've been adding more tools for video. And this past year, we've released a lot of amazing stuff. So this is a similar workflow, but focusing on starting with video, whether the video is live, like a Facebook Live, or just any video that you pre-recorded. You want to send it to WordPress. So we have a WordPress plugin, a different one that pulls in content from your Facebook page. So I'm gonna tell people. I tell people, if you're using Repurpose, upload to a Facebook page. And there's a lot of reasons for that. One is they have a captioning tool that does captioning for free, automatic captioning for free. Nothing's perfect because it's automated, of course, but you can log in and fix it up really quick right on Facebook itself. And then you can do all this magic here, which I'm going to talk about now, right from one video that's on your Facebook page. So just follow along with me. You take a video, you put it on your Facebook page. You fix the title, you fix the captions, all on your Facebook page. It's free. Go for it. If your page, you don't want it to be public, you can even have a unpublic, like a private page, like a dummy page almost, just for repurposing content. So there's a little hack for you there if you don't want that page to be visibly public. So Facebook, you can have a WordPress plugin, one of our plugins. We'll pull it on, make a blog post, embed the video, and any comments that you have all on your blog. Boom, in blog posts. And then you can make a workflow that can take your video, live or pre-recorded, and make it into an audio podcast. So we'll strip out the audio, give you a chance to upload intro and outro files so that you can make it really feel like an audio podcast. And then we can upload that to Libsyn. If you're on Libsyn, we have a direct integration with Libsyn or SoundCloud. If you're not on any of those yet, we're adding more platforms, but for now it's Libsyn and SoundCloud. If you're not there, no problem. We can send it to your Dropbox, send it to your Google Drive, and then you can upload it to whatever podcast host you're using. So another powerful way to repurpose a video into turning videos into audios. So the other way around. And then the cool stuff happens. You can send it to YouTube and Facebook. Like, let's say you have a dummy page here and you want to send it to a Facebook group or another page, you can do that. But the cool thing is, once you do those captions, let me zoom in a little bit here. You can make these caption videos that I see a lot of lately, especially on Instagrams and stuff, where you have a title, you have a video, and then you have the captions like burned into the video, nice and clear, so people can read and watch your video without having the sound on. And that is the whole premise behind this feature. So I can make a vertical video, turn a regular horizontal video that I shot on my phone, I've uploaded to my Facebook page, I've turned on the free captioning. I can turn that into a horizontal video or a square video with captions or with static text, my choice. A nice progress bar so I can see, and have that directly uploaded to kind of like before, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Instagram TV, all for one video.
Total multiple. That's the beauty of it. We're taking that initial video, getting it out there.
Yeah.
You know,
you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It could be on 7 platforms: blog, your podcast, YouTube, maybe another Facebook page, maybe not. Instagram TV, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So I don't know, 6, 7 platforms with one piece of content. And these are all spun up automatically for you. So you make a workflow. You just say, hey, take my video, turn it into a vertical video, add the captions, and go. And that's it. Video shows up in your Dropbox. You're good to go. Or make it square and it will show up on LinkedIn. It'll show up on Twitter. So the whole idea here is it's going beyond just podcasting.
Yeah.
And if you complement your podcast with videos, which I recommend you do, like the videos could be short, 1 to 2 minutes, just talking about, the same topic, obviously, whatever your podcast is about, but just giving more value, answering questions or talking about, one topic that's related to your podcast or maybe related to this week's episode, whatever the strategies you want. There's a lot of million things you can do with video that kind of will complement what you're already doing with audio. And this is just another way to turn that one video into 6, 7 different pieces of content to complement the 6 or 7 different pieces of content that your audio podcast episode. So within a week, by making one podcast or one video a week, like one short video and then your full podcast episode, you can have 12 or so pieces of content on social that can go out daily, right? Or twice a day.
That's the beauty of that thing, is that it looks like a lot of work. And that's one of the things that we've utilized so much is people ask me, well, Scott, you must have a full service production staff that's costing you thousands of dollars a month to do this. And I'm like, no, I have one piece of software that, I used to have an assistant that would do a lot of this, that I paid $20 an hour for.
Right.
And what I'm paying monthly is what I used to pay an hourly thing. So I'm a huge, big fan of it. So.
Yeah. And this, everything I showed you in basically this $25 plan, you can do everything with the audio side and everything with the video side. Mm-hmm. It's just, it's so powerful. It really is. Like, it's just the feedback we've gotten. We've been almost doing it for 3 years now, but lately I think people are realizing the potential of the software, like the power of the software, and they're like just blown away. They're like, wow, I used to hire somebody, like you said, $20 an hour to do this, convert the video and upload it, and this and that and the other, and it's like, wow, for like $25 a month, the software can do, I don't know, 95% of it. The one thing you got to do is just upload to your Instagram, because we can't support that yet because they don't allow anybody to do it, but we will get there at some point. Mm-hmm. Once they open it up. But like, I feel like we're at the tip of the iceberg here. It's got a lot more integrations coming, a lot of cool stuff. The scheduler, I think next month will be very exciting, so that you can kind of really go on autopilot. You can batch create content, schedule it all out, and get back to business. If if you have a business behind your podcast, then you don't want to spend weeks and weeks just doing the podcast. You have to run your business, right? So
Yeah,
this tool helps
exactly.
you eliminate that monotonous, not so fun uploading, downloading, converting stuff.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. What are the questions you guys have for Hani on here? I know that some of you guys are doing podcast episodes. Some of you have some video aspect of what you're doing. Let's see here. Nancy says, wow, this is so powerful. Thanks for the presentation, Hani. Yeah.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for being here, taking the time to sit through and watch.
And one of the great things I love that you're doing too is you've got your Repurpose.io Facebook group where you're constantly coaching on there. That's the first place people are going and seeing all the updates that are happening.
And we do live training every month as well.
Yep.
We do live training for anybody. Anybody's welcome to join, ask questions in advance. So, and we're constantly updating. Like I feel, I don't know, maybe it's just a little bit biased, but I feel like it's just the beginning, the tip of the iceberg. Like we have so many ideas, integrations with other services that we're looking at. It's just so much more.
Well, let me share something, and I want to throw out there. Like I've been at a couple of different podcasting conferences, and you've had a booth there, and actually one we had next to each other.
Yeah.
But there's other companies that will go. They'll promote the fact that they'll do 3 or 4 of these banner videos a month for $1,500, where they do it. It's not automated. They're using your service basically to do that. Is from talking with them and getting a chance to know them. That's what I'm trying to get at, guys. If you're doing any type of video, think about the promos you could do this, or the opt-ins with the links to the other things. There's so many great ways to use this service for your service. I don't care what you're in, whether you're a realtor or mortgage broker or podcaster, you're a life coach. I mean, these are great ways to help you really expand your brand and get it out there. I mean, podcast is great, audio or video, but if you want to save time and look big and really take your marketing to a whole different level, this is the software for you. And it's not, $25 a month, my guys, it's a bargain that we love to promote anytime we can, because we just know how valuable this service is, not only for us, but for everybody else we talk about. Yeah, as Nancy says, it is a no-brainer.
Yeah. No, it really is. I mean, even if you already have a VA, like people say, I already have a VA, they do all this for me. Great. Now they can do more for you, right?
Exactly.
They can use this software. They'll spend a fraction of the time doing it, setting it up, and maybe publishing one things manually, whatever you want. And then they can spend 80% of their time doing other things for you. So don't be, we've heard a lot of things like, oh, I already have VA. Hey, that's even better. They can manage this for you.
Exactly.
They can do more work for you. It won't cost you anymore. So it's definitely worth checking out. I mean, just go for the free trial, give it a go. You'll get a feel for what it is and what it does.
Julie says, thank you. Looks like a big time saver. Nancy asks, what about a video for a Facebook ad? Totally can do this for that.
Of course. Yeah. The video can be published to Facebook page. Like, you can go from Facebook to another Facebook page if you really wanted to. And then I think from there, you can choose that video in your ads, or you can just send it to a Dropbox or a Google Drive, and then you can upload it if you can do Facebook ads or any kind of ads. So definitely, definitely a great tool for making ads, almost like little promos for your content.
Mm-hmm. I know somebody that's been taking the full videos from there, and turn them into the first 10 minutes as the teaser video, and then posting that to LinkedIn with a link to the full video on YouTube or the podcast episode later on in the comments below there. And they've been getting a lot of traffic off of it. It's something I need to do a little bit more so. That video everywhere, and I just usually share the links to LinkedIn, but I need to start uploading those 10-minute videos to maximize that stuff. So
yeah, absolutely. And now you can automate it. Like LinkedIn is a pretty new integration that we got going. We're probably one of the early ones to do it, because they just released the access for developers to do video stuff fairly recently. And I'm on it, man.
You're on it all the time, man.
Get me in there, man. Get me in there. I want to integrate LinkedIn. So, but exactly. No, LinkedIn's great. It really is for videos and just it's a great platform now. It's a great opportunity in 2020.
Yeah. Great. Then, well, Hani, we will let you get back to your Friday afternoon. No more questions. Go to repurpose.io. take the opportunity to play around with the 4 free episodes, or just do yourself a favor. Go ahead and sign up at the $25 a month and start implementing it. Start putting your whole background of videos and whenever you upload it and your Facebook videos to work for you in a much more effective and efficient manner to really start driving traffic to explode. Because I mean, let's face it, video has doubled our audience with our podcast. You know, if you really want to double your numbers, your downloads, and start adding some cool stuff to add sponsors to this thing too. Think about that. Your sponsors and people that they see videos and see stuff like that, they get excited about stuff like that when they know they're going to be in more eyes or in front of more ears as well too with their shows. So good stuff, Hani. Thank you so much, man, for coming on Mass Media Podcast, my brother.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, bud. See you later.
Take care.